Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. This is your general tarot reading for the month of February. We're going to look at your overall energy, your obstacle, your strength and weakness, and then we'll end the reading with some advice from this oracle deck. We're going to go ahead and get straight into your reading. So let's look at the overall energy for the month of February. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. So it looks like for the month of February, you're trying to be strategic here about creating stability for yourself. So you're trying to come up with some sort of strategy. You're using communication and your thoughts to carry you forward. You want to create tangible results. You want to create financial stability. You want to create physical strength. Physical beauty. You want to feel good in your body. You want to feel grounded in reality. You want to have your things set out for you. You want to create wealth for yourself, for your family. You want to feel abundant. You want to be able to sit back into the stable foundation that you've created for yourself. And with that comes strategy and communication, being able to communicate with other people effectively, knowing what to carry with you and what to leave behind. Not every action deserves a reaction here. With the Seven of Swords, he's left 2 swords behind. He's only taking what he can carry with him, and you know he's looking back at what he's left behind, but he's not worried about it. The Seven of Swords can be seen as, you know, somebody getting away with something. But the essence of the card is strategy, because even if somebody got away with something, how did they get away with it? They were strategic. They were able to communicate in a certain way. They were able to think their way out of a situation, think their way out of, you know, whatever this obstacle is, this thing that they're getting away with. I don't know if there's some tricky people or people who try to get one over on you in your life, or who want to take some of your success for themselves. If that is you, then I would just say focus on yourself, your actions, your stability. The only reason that these little weird succubus people come around is because you're so stable. So, but for the majority and for the zoomed out version of these 2 cards in particular, it's like, how are you going to be strategic in February to get what it is that you want tangibly? What thoughts are you going to think? Are you going to align your actions with your thoughts? Are you going to just create a routine, create discipline for yourself? Because the King of Pentacles didn't get there just by wishing about it. And the King of Pentacles didn't get there by trying to pull one over on other people. The Seven of Swords is, you know, about trickery, strategy, trickery, and getting one over on somebody, or getting away with something. And if you zoom that into yourself, because everything is a mirror of you, it's like, what in February are you trying to trick yourself out of? Are you trying to tell yourself that you're not good enough for something, that you can't have this? Are you doing self-sabotage, like communication with other people, or actions, or communication with yourself? Are you talking down to yourself? What are you trying to get away with from yourself? What are you lying to yourself about? What are you trying to deceive yourself about? That kind of thing. Let's go ahead and look at the obstacle for February. What's the obstacle for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs in the month of February? You have the 3 of Wands, planning for the future, and the Hermit card, isolation, introspection, a journey of self, through self. So if this is an obstacle, it's like you're stuck in this planning period and you're not actually doing the work that you need to do. So the obstacle is, how are you holding yourself back in your comfort zone? How are you avoiding the harder, deeper conversations with yourself? The Seven of Swords is like, what are you trying to get away with within yourself? Or is there a question you need to ask yourself? Is there something that you really need to ponder about, that has to do with co-creation, creating with other people, planning, there's some sort of like spiritual belief system. There's belief systems that are in place that you're operating from, that are kind of keeping you in a comfort zone, but you're not willing to go in and figure out where those came from, why you're still thinking those, how they're affecting you. You could be kind of avoidant, or it's like you can see it from a distance, but you're not really going in, you're not really trying to figure things out. Also, with these two cards together, it's like seeing this journey that you need to go on to become the King of Pentacles, seeing this journey that you need to go on, it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of healing, and you're kind of looking out onto this path that you have ahead of you and how hard it's going to be, how many challenges are going to come up, because you can see all of these obstacles in the water. You can see in the distance how far away that you have to go, and because of that you could be overwhelmed and just feel like, I'm not ready to take that journey on my own. I'm not ready to take that journey in general. I don't know how I can do it. It seems so hard. But with the Hermit card, it's like one step at a time. One step at a time leads, or his inner light leads the way, but he can only see one step at a time. So it's like you know that there's all these obstacles, but the only way to overcome them is through them. You have to go through them. You have to take one step at a time, take it 15 minutes at a time, take it one decision at a time, take it one thought at a time. It's like obviously easier said than done, I know, but this is just what the cards have for you. This is your obstacle, and every obstacle is overcomable. There's no reason that you would be thrown some sort of obstacle if you personally do not have the capability of overcoming it. It wouldn't come into your life if that was the case. Even if you don't get what you want in the end of whatever this thing is, that was for a reason. It was to teach you this, that, or the other. Let's look at your strength in this situation. What is your strength, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs for the month of February? You have solid foundations, and you're good at following, like you have this like traditional sense of the way that things should be, or you have like strong roots, like your upbringing was very positive, or like something about your upbringing or the way that you were raised, the advice that you got from elders, things like that were foundational to who you are as a person. And even though you're at the your obstacle is the Three of Wands, which is like not yet creating that, not yet acting on your belief systems. The Four of Wands is like about homecoming, coming home to yourself, to your true self, to your true belief systems, and being able to have a home within your own soul, so that you feel at home everywhere you go, so that you have this sense of security to fall back on when you are faced with challenges, when you're faced with some sort of journey that you have to go on. This is a celebration card, a stability card, a foundation card, and it's really within yourself, is really within your belief systems, but through that you will take action. And you still have a long way to go, obviously, but your strength is that you're able to fall back on your true self, this solid foundation that you have within yourself. Even though sometimes you could feel like you don't know if you can handle things, I'm telling you, you can. And if this isn't like you were raised a certain way and all these kind of things, because a lot of people have experienced very traumatic childhoods and traumatic upbringings, but through that you've been initiated into this, you have this sacred knowledge because you've went through suffering and pain and trauma, and just, it's like the people who know things are people who have went through things. You know what I mean? It's like not everybody is able to give good advice because they've never through anything to be able to give advice about. And you're somebody who has went through that, or you have somebody to go to that you can get that knowledge from. And so that is your strength in this situation. Let's go ahead and look at your weakness for the month of February. Weakness meaning a part of yourself that you're forgetting about, a part of yourself that you're ignoring, something that you identify with that's not necessarily true about yourself. What is the weakness for Virgos in the month of February? You have the Knight of Swords and the Five of Swords. So I think sometimes you can act too hastily, you're very quick to come back, to clap back, to have a response, to react to an action. And not every action deserves a reaction. Not everything needs to be rushed and panicked and hasty and spontaneous. It's good to have inspired action and feelings of, you have these ideas, you have these thoughts, you have these feelings, you have these beliefs, and when people challenge you, it's almost like you want to have the last word. And that is your weakness in this situation, because there's something about positive and strategic communication with others to get what you want, and to falling back on spiritual wisdom, just knowledge from wiser people, remembering everything you've went through and being able to call on that. And yeah, your weakness is you are so quick to react, so quick to act as well. Maybe you rush things and are trying to move through things quickly, and you're just being irrational and just doing these crazy decisions and saying things you shouldn't say, and that creates conflict. And that's only because you're internally conflicted though. So it's you're being bombarded by thoughts, and you're identifying with and glomming onto them and then acting them out. And that is your weakness in the situation. So how can you remember your strength, and how can you remember your power over your own thoughts and your own actions? You don't have to communicate with people. Even though you feel this, oh my God, and I have all these thoughts now because this person said this thing to me, or this happened, and now I'm just panicking and going into this anxiety. It's you don't have to externally act that out. You don't have to identify with that. You don't have to get the last word. You don't have to one up them. Not everything is about revenge. Not everything is about winning. Not everything is a competition. The only person that you need to be in competition with is yourself. You need to be better than your past self. Be better than yourself you were 5 seconds ago, in every single moment, in every situation, because you're gonna have these people who are gonna challenge you, and you could be the one who's walking away from this battle feeling hurt because you're allowing other people's words and actions and the way that they think about you to affect you to the point where you're identifying with that, and you're yes, I'm hurt now, and I'm going to just dwell on this and never get over it, and now I'm gonna act irrationally because I'm filled with all these thoughts of self-doubt or whatever it is. Or you're the person who's I will get the last word. I don't care what anyone says, I will have the last word in this situation, and that's only gonna cause more conflict. It's you think you won, but nobody won, because it's everyone, the only winning is you being a better version of yourself, period. So that is the weakness for you in the month of February. We're gonna end this reading with an oracle card. Let's get you some advice, Virgo. What's an attitude that you can adopt, or something that you can remember about yourself? What's some advice moving forward for the month of February? see beyond the past. Leo also got this card. I'm just going to read it for you really quick. The fable of Ugly Duckling tells of a baby swan that nested with baby ducks. All the ducks made fun of little swan for how different he looked, which made him feel inherently not good enough. The little swan compared himself to what a duck should look like rather than the own nature of his true self, a swan. Sadly, little swan began to assume the identity of Ugly Duckling. As time went on, little swan grew and became the most beautiful black swan, and some would even say more magnificent than the common ducks that bullied him. This card is the story of what happened to Black Swan as an adult. Reflected in the water is his heartbroken child self. Despite how gorgeous Black Swan became, he suffered from severe shame and feelings of unworthiness. He could not see the glorious truth of himself. He became crippled by the delusion that something was inherently wrong with him. He believed a wicked distortion that diminished his worth. He was utterly unaware of his captivating beauty and could honor neither himself nor the gifts that the great mystery bestowed upon him. He became obsessed with outside validation and compared himself to other winged creatures. The Ugly Duckling finally woke up to his true self as the beautiful Black Swan and asks you to do the same. Swan's medicine asks you to accept that you feel your insecurities, but do not submit to them. Whenever you feel small, it is not reality. It is the old story and the programming that brainwashed you. Please wake up to the illusion and honor what the Great Spirit gifted you, the gift of yourself. No one in this world is like you. Own that you are a rare miracle. I hope that you guys liked this reading. If it resonated, let me know how in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks.